Old man Woody likes the crooked cock.
No, that's crazy. Wait, so okay, here's a unique. If we're on the China train here, I have quite a few musician friends that play in the emerging Asian market, like China. What bigger market that you could bring EDM to? And so they're playing EDC China, etc., or Ultra. I can't remember which one. And before they go on stage, their liaison will take them aside and say, "You cannot curse. You cannot talk about Taiwan. You cannot do any of this. We will detain you. You will not leave the country. There's nothing you can do."
Yeah.
One of my friends said "fuck" on the microphone.
Oh no.
After he got off stage, they detained him for 12 hours. They went. It was like, you're like a serious. He said, "China, whatever. Like, let's get fucking crazy." They detained him for that. Like, the thought of holding up a Taiwanese flag during that time, or like even doing anything in support of that on that stage, I would be shocked to if you like walked out within a week.
Wait,
like,
I got confused.
No way.
Did this happen in Singapore or China?
No, this happened in China. This happened in China. What'd you say?
I said we should go to a live PKA in Beijing.
Yeah, we should. Yeah,
I'll write that down on my. Put that in your good ideas list, Taylor.
Doing the
good idea journal.
You should dress as Winnie the Pooh.
Shit. Oh no.
Yeah.
That's gonna be pretty dope though, because they always say like, "Oh, the Streisand effect." But if you're like Xi Jinping or whatever, and you can just be like, "Oh, get rid of all of that," like. That's got to rule.
Like, literally get rid of all of that, and they actually have the
Mr.
tools
Jinping, they making fun of you on the site called Reddit. Yeah, that's no more. No more of that.
That's what they're doing. That's not a joke. That's literally what they're doing. Yeah,
I wonder how effective it is.
Very, all right, look, like effective word of mouth. So like you can ban every Twitch user on the site, period, and people will continue to make accounts. It like all you need to do is suppress it below like the boiling point, and then it just kind of dies off, right? So if I go to Blizzard in 3 months and I don't see a free Hong Kong post, they kind of did it, right? Like they kind of succeeded in suppressing it. I don't think that they're going to be able to do that just because of like how vocal, honestly, you messed with gamers and they're going to rise up. Like
gamers rise
up. Boycott's coming.
But there's very few people that are going to hold on to something vindictively than like people that play video games. So I don't think that they're ever going to be able to wash this from their hands. But I'm just kind of surprised that they took the hardest stance they could possibly ever take instead of quietly trying to do something behind the scenes. It just seems very like puppeteery. Like,
yeah.
Also, I can tell you how effective that is for the Chinese government. I mean, they've got hundreds of thousands of people protesting for months in Hong Kong now because the Chinese government is trying to silence them. So the more they do that, I mean, it's like it sounds stupid, but it's like the rebellion in Star Wars. The more they do that, the more people join that rebellion and go, fuck this place. We're tired of it. And if you get enough angry people out there in China, that'll be it for the communist government.
I mean, what is it that China is like? I'm sorry, not China. Hong Kong is angling for? Do they want complete independence, like a city-state kind of thing?
Originally, there are a lot of like minute things that they were trying to like, and I would have to actually go through a list of things because I don't know them offhand. But but beyond that, their major goal right now, Tucker, I don't know what they're pushing for.
I'm pretty sure their major goal is just is straight independence. So right now they have 5 demands. They are like the Puerto Rico of China, right?
But like a little more vocal about it.
Just a little, just like the smallest amount more vocal. I mean, and like to dive into this as somebody who's not like you need a degree to be able to dive into this. Just
let me on the floor for a second. I feel like
go for it.
Hong Kong, the protesters put out their demands in a very clear way. They want full withdrawal of the extradition bill, since you don't take Hong Kong citizens and bring them to China. They want to commission an inquiry into alleged police brutality, retracting the classification of protesters as rioters, amnesty for protesters, dual universal suffrage, meaning both the legislative council and the chief executive. I don't actually know what that means. Shit. What does that mean? You seem to understand it.
No. I was meaning they're not getting all of that.
Oh, okay. Let me read the last one. At the moment, only half of the seats in Lurkgo, the body which makes the city laws, are directly elected by the voters. The other 35 seats are from functional constituencies and elected according to professionals or trades. But this means that the corporations and selected voters get to vote the representatives of their particular sector. This is a tough read.
Seems like
That's
a
sort of
version
what the
taxation.
board
like,
was as well. The bicameral suffrage thing. They basically want a representative government that they elect. That
They want democracy.
Yes, they want to self-govern.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and this like all again. This
And
is like China and Taiwan is like very similar to the whole Middle East of like, well, who the fuck gets like who gets Israel? You know what I mean? It's like a very complex and deep-rooted thing that started with the Civil War. I don't know how many years ago, but like they never got independence, but they sort of did, and now you need a degree to be able to piece together all this shit.
I don't know enough about any of this.
Neither do
I don't really care. I like those stylish masks they wear, though.
They made them illegal.
No, this is
Dude, they
this
do
is
have some
nuts.
cool ass masks.
They've
They're
done
festive.
so like I've looked at a bunch of like overall protesting videos where they've like created supply chains for gas masks. So if there's tear gassing going out the front, you see like your 45-year-old like businessman handing it to your 70-year-old grandmother who hands it to like the 12-year-old. Like they started painting or like shooting paint canisters at protesters in blue. So like businessmen would just like show up with blue on their shirts.
Oh, that's
you know?
hilarious.
If they perfected a really good method of protesting in a way that I'm like, God, America sucks at protest. Like there's nothing anybody like any of us could do that would even be remotely as
Oh
good.
yeah, we suck cock at protesting
suck
because
cock
like they'll be like, I'm anti-establishment, and the establishment will be
Well,
like,
every time we
sitting
have
there
a
like,
good protest,
you know,
we're
you go ahead
racist.
and protest.
Stop running people over. Put those tiki torches down.
I will say that I feel like some of the stuff we praise Hong Kong for, they'd be like, can you believe they blocked the roads? I'm just trying to get to work. You know, like if we do even 1/10 of what happens
That
in
is a
Hong
real
Kong,
thing.
That is a real thing, though.
Like
It's
if
disrupting
you're
the flow.
trying to earn people over with the protest and your protest blocks roads, you're not winning the normal everyman over. Like you need to be more creative, come up with something. Like you're being counterintuitive almost towards whatever goal they have in mind.
So
I
what
don't
is
know if
Hong Kong doing? I mean, they're blocking roads. They're shutting down.
Hong Kong is so
yeah.
in solidarity, I believe. Like there's like it's such a homogenous group of people that are actively working towards the same goal, whereas like a lot of the protests in the United, like think of the size geographically and also the spread and in general, like the difference in everyday life, right? Hong Kong, very small, a lot of people, it'd be like a protest of New York City versus a protest of everybody in the US. You understand? So like everybody in New York City has a concentrated goal and idea. But like
it kind of
Hong Kong's
supports my
even
point.
bigger than
Like
New
it's not
York.
that these guys suck at protesting. It's when they
No, it's
protest,
just
we
a-
tell
no,
them they suck.
I'm saying that like the everyman in Hong Kong is probably also in line with that, just like you'd expect the general public of New York or like let's say Los Angeles, right? When they had the Me Too march, I was in downtown. I literally could not get home for 8 hours because there was no possible way. Was I upset with that? Yeah, a little bit. But like also
It probably made you want to molest someone.
No, don't think I'm gonna go that far. No, I was just like, damn, I really want to go home, but also like it's fine, like I can make do. Like being in a geography with 8 million or like a city with 8 million people that are all relatively, homogeneous is different from being across a nation where it's so Hong Kong, concentrated amount of a lot of people with a similar passion in mind versus a big ass fucking country.
Are they like Hong Kong isn't ethnically different from most of China, right? Like
no,
like,
but
it's mostly Chinese people there, I would think.
Yeah, they look.
No, they're Taiwanese
Or Taiwanese. I don't know. I don't know the
can't
rules,
tell the
man.
difference.
Oh, I don't know the difference. Yeah.
It's like God, I don't know. It'd be like if
My dogs are yelling. Every time I do this voice, these dogs get very upset in the other room.
He's gonna eat us. He's gonna eat us.
They're barking and freaking
like
out.
I don't know. Like what's
Hong Kong mainly consists of Han Chinese. Just it's from what Wikipedia says.
Yeah, Hong
it's
Chinese.
literally a civil war that separated Hong Kong people from Hong Kong, like Taiwanese people, believe that they have independence.
Yeah.
Mainland China says no, right?
If you want a good documentary about it, it's Big Trouble in Little China with Kurt Russell.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds very.
I ended on that note. I love the
That was the
wordplay.
best
Very
shit
nice.
I've ever heard.